Frank Skinner's over on ITV2 right now. Here at CDUK at 12:25, but first, only 3 couples are left, and 1 couple has to leave. Expect strong language on Trouble in Paradise.
How far would you go to win a house in Spain worth £500,000? There are now just 3 couples left renovating this property.
It's a hell of a job. And to be honest, I don't quite know how we're going to solve it at the moment.
And competing against each other to win the house and their dream life in Spain.
For what? Over a fat dollop like her? I don't need her, I'll wipe the floor with her.
They've got £70,000 to create a thriving bed and breakfast business. But according to the experts, they're struggling.
Look, to get the electrics, the plumbing, kitchen fitted, the floors ain't even down.
So you think we're slightly behind schedule here?
You could be, I reckon.
4 couples have already received their marching orders by being voted off face to face.
I am telling the truth, the whole truth, and you are a lying cub.
Tonight we find out which 2 couples make the final and which couple goes home with nothing. Welcome to Trouble in Paradise. It's 11 weeks since the couples arrived at this rundown farmhouse in southeast Spain. They've spent 3/4 of their £70,000 budget in a struggle to turn it into a bed and breakfast business. All the professional builders have been voted off.
Now that we've been voted off, that house will never be finished.
And to make matters worse, the first guests are due to arrive in only 3 weeks' time. There are now only 3 couples left, and they are further than ever behind schedule. Still plugging away are Northern nightclub singer Maxine and her magician and mind reader husband Danny, Bristol newlyweds office workers Andy and Emma, and Cockney cabbie Jamie and his wife Dee. Last week they voted off Bolton DIYers Clive and Christine.
All I can say is whoever wins it, I hope they enjoy living here.
It's been great working with you all. Really has.
More importantly, I hope
It's a bit of
the
start,
guests
yeah.
that stay here
Yeah,
enjoy
as well.
it just as much.
Very nice lady, you know.
You've got a lot of hard work to do.
I'm really sorry. Nothing personal.
Don't worry about it, Anne.
It's one of the hardest decisions you've had to make.
The following day, the vote is still on everyone's minds, and emotions are running high.
You just feel crap. You feel terrible.
Very stressful.
Yeah. You feel weak in your muscles today because of what's going off in your mind. You know.
You do look very tired, though. Okay.
I felt, you know, just part of me, part of my sort of spirit and how we sort of are, me and Andy. I think we felt like we'd sort of lost a bit of our right arm, you know, when they went, because it was really, really difficult. Really difficult. And I'm obviously very upset today.
I'll be honest, you actually feel if you've done the right thing.
But one couple isn't upset. Jamie and Dee were unhappy with Clive's performance.
I think our vote was right. We wasn't aware of the other people's votes, but I was aware of the general feeling, and to be honest, I wasn't too surprised. I've just got this renewed enthusiasm, and I'm really sort of up for it now, and I would have been sort of gutted to be voted off yesterday, to be honest. You know, and although, you know, I've been working hard 7 days a week, 15 hours a day, and I'm really exhausted, but, you know, I'm just cracking on, and I feel I've got more of an input now than ever before.
Spanish-speaking Emma has ordered most of the materials for the house, The following morning, the windows she chose arrive, and the first impressions are good.
They're like little Hansel and Gretel
well there,
windows.
isn't he? Look.
I love them.
Beautiful. Where do you want to put them?
We're not quite ready for them, but it would be lovely to actually
It's
see
nice
a window
to see it
go
all
in.
coming together, yeah. I mean, when the windows do go in, I think they want to put them in. Personally, I'd wait and sort of render it up and paint it.
Well,
first.
personally, I'd wait for the bricklayer, whoever's going to lay the bricks, to knock the windows out and measure them all, you know, and do the things. But
they're a
they
welcome
gonna do?
sight, yeah.
The couples have employed an architect, expat James Bushell. He's taken charge of allocating jobs, and he checks on their progress.
They're all right. They're fine. You have to explain them very well. Now, the installing of windows will happen probably this weekend, won't it? With everybody focused on the chasing. Yeah, I've had a look at them. They're all right. They look very nice finished. No, the style is very nice.
Lovely, I thought.
Yeah, no, the style is very nice.
We like them.
I don't think it's the top. It's not top of the range, but that's what you've paid for.
What do you see is wrong with the windows? The latches.
The latches aren't very. They aren't very nice. The ironmongery to it aren't very nice. That he's done. I've seen it before. What will happen is the paint will come off after a time.
There's no doubt about it. We've got what we've chosen. I mean, we all looked at those fittings, didn't we? And
That's fine. And then later on, you have to scratch them down and do another painted coat. No, they do look nice. They do look nice, but that's superficial. Yeah, you're talking about something that wears over time.
rustic.
Yeah. No, the rustic. Listen to me. Rustic is good. Yeah.
Good.
But maintenance is an issue. They are treated. That's fine. They're going to receive double glazing. The carpenter's going to install, or the glazier is going to install the double glazing, not you. Yeah.
He said he don't want to do it, or hasn't got time to do it.
He hasn't got time to do
He
it.
said he's going to come down. He's going to show us how to do it. He can show us on.
So didn't you agree the
4,
price
5,
with him
6.
to install the glass?
No, because we asked him to do it without the glass. Fitted.
But you told me everything with the glass included, double glazing, the whole price done.
The glass is included with the windows.
But he doesn't fit them, and he doesn't fit the windows either.
Right. I'd quite like to use a glazier in that case, if he's not going to install it.
Well, he said all it is you take the surround that's tacked in at the moment out, the glass is already cut, you install it in, and then you replace it in, and he will show us how to do it. He said it's not that difficult.
We could all put these windows in if we got from now till Christmas, but we haven't, you know. And they will look absolute crap if they're not put in properly.
I'm just saying to you now, you haven't got time, okay?
James is upset with the deal that Emma struck for the windows. The couples are massively behind schedule, and doing the work themselves will only slow them down more. Dee agrees.
There's still quite a lot of professional stuff to do. Lintels and fitting windows, the window fittings I feel very important, and I would really prefer someone else to do them. Because, you know, on the face of a house, you look at a house, if the windows are all wrong, you know, it's a great disappointment and it puts people off. I think stuff like that, if we get some help and we get this input from somewhere else, I think, you know, there'd be a chance of getting up to the bedrooms and stuff that the Bushell required and the reception area. We could get that finished, but without their help, we won't get it finished. It's simple as that.
As they begin putting in the windows, they become even more concerned.
This side's longer than that side. They're not the same length.
Sure.
I'm positive that's 108, this is 107. I feel a bit disappointed really with the windows because, you know, with the greatest respect, I know the difference between wrought iron and coated metal.
The hole here?
Yeah, splitting the wood there, splitting the wood.
Not looking good, is it?
No.
Should have been better than this, you know. They're not I think maybe he's rushed them, I don't know. But you can buy windows off the shelf. Same quality, probably better. But everybody thought because they were going with a local carpenter that he's just up the road and his handmade sounds wonderful. But they were quite expensive. We were told to go to Antaz, where you just take the measurements of your windows and walk in and they've got them there, shapes and sizes.
and you can buy them all ready-made, and obviously you can check them as you're looking and you know what you're getting. But, you know, handmade, you think they're going to come up wonderful, but they haven't quite made the grade, I don't think.
Emma's next order to arrive is the wooden floor for the upstairs gallery. But Maxine has already spotted a problem. The wood is split.
I don't want that, I don't care what he says. That's going back, and that's going back, definitely. That, you won't get the fit.
Eso sí, eso tendrás que cortar. Eso hay que cortar. Si no viene a
The
medida.
bit that you cut off the end. It'll stay in a totally different colour. It will.
Esto va así.
I'm stuck as to what I can do with him. If he's saying he can't change it.
Es en madera.
So you're going to have bits on the windows that are going to have marks. But what happens is, Emma, when you stain it, you'll end up with lines down your floor and it really looks bad. But we're not staining this at the moment, are we? We're just varnishing it. It'll still stand out unless you cover it with furniture. When the floor came and she told me that the floor looked great, I said it didn't look great, you know, and we've said all along we don't know about underpinning, we don't know about plastering, but we do know about floors, wood, etc. And I expect our opinion, when it's asked for, to be respected and not patronised and told to calm down in front of the carpenter when I'm bang right. You know, I will not let anybody beat me down, especially somebody who's got absolutely no experience whatsoever and even owning a house, never mind laying a wood floor.
Emma sort of takes umbrage at this, but to be honest, if you want all the glory of going out sourcing stuff, when things go wrong, you've also got to take the flak when things go wrong, so you can't have it both ways.
Coming up, Andy's feeling restrained.
Done a fucking good job.
And a couple of builders give their verdict on the house.
Look, to get the electrics, the plumbing, kitchen fitted, the floors ain't even down.
So you think we're slightly behind schedule here? You could be, I reckon.
There are just 3 couples left renovating this Spanish farmhouse worth £500,000. In 3 weeks' time, it must be open for business as a B&B. But there's still no electricity supply to the house. The Spanish Electricity Board is due to do the work the following day. But first, the couples must finish installing the conduits for the cables. It's a process known as chasing. It's a dirty job, but mind reader Danny has a unique way of dealing with it.
It's an act that I've developed while I've been here, is that I can hit a chisel with my eyes shut without hitting my hand. So it's good practice for a little bit of magic, to know what hand's doing what at that time. And it stops the bits going in your eye so much.
Architect James returns. He's put Jamie in charge of the electrics, even though Jamie knows nothing about wiring.
Electrics package, that's ongoing. The cables on the pylons are up. The wire live cabling coming to the house. It's not connected, but the cables are in the double sleeve. You've seen that? Yeah, I had a look at that. The electrics layout. We've finished now. Everything apart from the partitions. All the chasing?
No.
Right. That's late, isn't it?
Well, when do we need everything set?
Well, I got the electrics layout completed today.
Okay.
How far have you got on with the chasing?
60%,
70%?
I would say 60% of downstairs and none of upstairs.
You're absolutely dog-tired. I can see it. You're working long hours. You may need to think, you know, this week, not later, but you need to start thinking about getting some professional help just to finish it off.
Not everybody is relieved by James's recommendation.
We've done a fucking good job, and I don't think we should doubt ourselves at all. We shouldn't doubt ourselves on what we can do.
Time is against us now, isn't it?
It's been against us for the last 11 weeks.
It's very time consuming.
They charge an hour and get the cheapest price, haven't we?
It's got to be found.
I think you need to go and start fraternising.
Go with her, he might like you instead. You never know.
Well, let's carry on and get it done then.
And you've got electrics and stuff to do. Bathrooms, walls, and for electrics, please.
Andy and I have always been passionate and remain passionate about sort of trying to do as much as we can here on our own, with just the other couples that are involved in the project. We have had, to this date, other people in, like a plumber and carpenters made things for us. So there has been a degree of external help. There always was going to be. I think the problem was that there was always this kind of, if you start getting other people in, maybe friends of other couples or English people in to help, then it changed, for me, the passion and the idea behind this project. For me, coming on this, it was always working with the local people, working with people in your surrounding area, not sending out sort of SOS calls, for people to kind of come ploughing in and do stuff.
But unlike the others, Dee is happy. She's wanted to get in extra help ever since she arrived at the house.
If we get the professional help that's needed, I'm sure things will start looking up pretty quickly, because once they're on board and you see things going back together a lot quicker, cheers the whole situation up.
Architect James thinks the couples should pay for the windows to be fitted, but Emma has arranged for a local builder to show them how to do it.
And he likes to make a mess, obviously, on a nice walls. I make a bones.
They don't, that's for sure.
So we're going to do that. We're not too sure you did that. Can you do the next one?
Yeah.
Dee thinks the frame isn't correctly placed.
Tell him that architect told us to put them in the middle, so is that why?
But the builder insists he's got it right. The following morning, the men from the Spanish Electricity Board begin work. And much to Cabby Jamie's relief, they've agreed to finish the chasing.
They turned up there this morning with a van full of gear and 3 men and loads of cables, and they wanted all these chased out in a hurry. So we just go around chasing them all out, and it's just a hive of activity, and they're just throwing them in all over the place, and this is how it should be done. They're proper electricians. Someone gets in my cab and like they want to go to Wandsworth, I just go bosh, bosh, bosh. I don't even think about it. And the same as these guys, and you know, you've got to get professionals in to do a professional job. And these are the black cab drivers of the wiring game.
Downstairs, the electricians are zipping along. But upstairs, there's a problem. Danny and Andy tried to level the floor by using lightweight concrete, but it's uneven and they can't lay the new wooden planks.
It's vital that the floor's level, and to be quite honest, it's a major headache, a very, very big headache, because you've got so many high points and low points. You've virtually got to take a piece of timber and shave out this bit, shave out that bit to compensate for the high points. It's a hell of a job, and to be honest, I don't quite know how we're going to solve it at the moment.
Seeing the professionals at work is the final straw. They need expert help, and Jamie comes up with a solution.
Hello, Wayne. All right, mate.
He calls a builder friend he's known for 11 years, who now lives an hour's drive away.
I phoned Wayne up. He said he will come tomorrow with his mate Steve, who's a master builder. All right.
I'll finish the house.
And he will load all his van up tonight with all the tools, all the saws and all the nails and screws necessary. And he said, then there's 2 people. He'll be at 8 o'clock in the morning and work all day. He said all they would want is to cover their X's, which is their diesel. They've got it's 200 kilometres round trip. They will want €100, 50 each to cover their X's. So then it's up to you guys.
Got your own.
Wayne and Steve are only asking for £30 each for a day's work. Booking them should be an obvious decision.
That's a very thoughtful thing. €50 each way? Did you say?
Each person.
Each person.
But the others agonise over it.
It's up to you. Don't think about it. You know, if it's, you know, if you don't want it, you don't want it. It's, you know.
But then it's quite a lot of money to pay for just putting buttons, isn't it?
You could just put us
back on track.
Back on a bit, yeah.
So yeah, we all in agreement?
Yeah. Go for it.
The following morning, Wayne and Steve arrive at the house. They're going to sort out the upstairs floor, but first Jamie gives them a tour.
Come on, I'll show you around.
Let's have a look.
We're going to get that done, so
to be honest.
The thing is the tall order.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, to get one room done, that done, look, to get the electrics, the plumbing, kitchen fitted, the floors ain't even down.
Have they laid any plumbing in?
What's going on the floors? Is it tiles?
Yeah.
Is it tiles on the floor? I mean, they've still got a toilet as well. I think you struggle, to be honest, but we'll give you a hand.
We'll do what we can do today. That's why we come here.
But you want to...
It's, so you think we're slightly behind schedule here?
You could be, I reckon.
Only a little bit.
I'll show you
Well,
upstairs.
it's worse. You can't get worse, surely.
Okay, this is the upstairs gallery.
Oh my God.
You weren't joking?
No. Is this where the floor's got to be laid?
Here, all through here.
Right.
This bit here, in that bit and in there. This floor here starts high there and it goes right down there. So the architect said put this whole litre down to sort of half level it up.
Did you say you had a magician on site?
Yeah, but he's on that.
You're going to need him, honestly. This is unbelievable.
I will reveal now our floorboards. Impressed?
What's that, the backing?
Do you know what that is? That's tongue and groove. T&G and V. Have a look at the side.
Ain't got a V on it, has it?
Yeah, look at the side.
Oh, yeah.
Who bought it?
The Spanish girl, Emma, has been dealing with a carpenter.
Yeah. And what did she buy?
That's the cladding round the wall. That's not for floorboards. That's why it's got, look, it's got a V on it.
You turn it out the other way.
Turn it out.
But they said what way to use it.
No. See the V?
Yeah.
That's so that when you put it on a wall, you've got the V effect. You know, tongue and groove. That's for wall cladding. That's not floorboards. Because floorboards have a really thin one side and a thick one the other. So when you tread on it, the tongues don't break off.
You're going to struggle to fix that because if you're fixing it at an angle, you've already taken that angle of timber off.
Yeah.
So when you're going at an angle, it's only going to be fixing into that. I don't think it's going to be feasible for a floor, to be honest with you.
Really?
Coming up, Maxine lets her hair down. And Dee lets rip.
I've stood in a room with you for over an hour, not a fucking word. Well, don't ignore people. You don't know how to behave. You've got no manners, love.
In only 2 weeks' time, the first bed and breakfast guests should be arriving at this Spanish farmhouse. But the 3 couples renovating it are way behind schedule. Jamie has asked his friend Wayne and fellow builder Steve to help out, but they are shocked at the state of the house.
Well, when we pulled up, we was like both a bit speechless. We thought it'd be like obviously a lot further along than it was, and you know we knew they wanted a bit of carpentry done. We thought we might be doing like a few architraves and fitting windows and finishing off some bits and pieces and stuff like that, but we just couldn't believe it after Jamie gave us the tour. I mean, how they're ever going to finish it in 2 weeks, I don't know. I don't know what you reckon.
They can't finish it in 2 weeks.
Danny and Andy's attempt to level the upstairs floor with lightweight concrete has failed miserably. So Wayne and Steve break this up and go back to the original. They lay joists for the boards to sit on, packing them underneath so the new floor will be level.
I feel pleased about the fact that Wayne and Steve's here to give us the benefit of their professional experience. It's what we needed. It's what we needed for a while now, actually, but we haven't had it, but we haven't had the opportunity. So, but now they're here, they can do some jobs that we haven't been able to tackle.
But while Jamie is pleased with the expert help, Emma is still not happy.
In an ideal world, if we had another 10 weeks or something for this, or, you know, an unlimited period of time, I would be dead against getting anyone in like sort of Wayne and Steve that got here today. I would just want to work with local people and the people, the resource we had on site.
See you later,
Wayne and Steve finish for the day, but they're planning to return to complete the upstairs floor. 11 p.m. the end of the working day, and everyone is exhausted.
Hi guys. Good night. See you in the morning, guys. Sleep well.
Jamie and Dee are left alone. Their relationship with the others is becoming tense, and seeing Wayne and Steve has reminded them what it's like to be among friends.
What a state, eh?
Sorry, state of affairs.
The following day is Dee's birthday, and another reminder of their life back home.
Oh, look at this. Take the day off this birthday, Mum, and don't worry.
That's got to be Jamie.
Yeah.
Jane said to say hello and happy birthday.
Miss you loads. Love you. Yous too, Hayley. Oh, it's beautiful. God. You're special. Huh? That's nice.
Yeah. Happy birthday, Gil.
Yep. Very nice indeed. Whatever way we go, it'll be good because I know that I've not given up, gone to the end,
Yeah.
and in the end is a lot closer. So there's a light at the end of the tunnel now.
Better try one of these just in case they're poison. I better be a chief taster.
Chief taster. But this is nice, isn't it? Well, that's it. Won't be long now. And we'll see them all anyway.
Architect James is back to pile on the pressure.
Hi guys.
Hi there. Hi.
Looking fresh. Been a short weekend this one. Have you had some help this weekend?
Yeah.
Who's going to put the floor down?
People who put the buttons down.
Do they like the floor?
Not really, no.
No.
So it's
Wall boards, it's not floorboards.
James is concerned about the floor. He asks to see the planks for himself.
Okay.
Right. I'm tempted to say send it back. I really am. For the cost of waiting a week and hitting the right stuff down.
2 weeks.
Yeah, but if it goes down next week, I don't think you want it on the house.
We
so I
haven't
don't
got
want
time for
it.
this, James, have we? We've got 12 days. Where are we going to get source? We're saying just go out and buy off the shelf.
Yeah. I'll find a way. I don't want to bodge this. We've gone a long way, and we don't need to bodge this. You've got time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't tell you if I don't think you've got time. I think you should just get rid of this,
So do I.
and you should really go for a quality timber. Should we go and have a look at what you're doing?
James is pleased with Wayne and Steve's work.
So it's down ready. Yeah. It's ready to rock and roll.
But on his way out, he spots a problem with the windows.
The fact that the window doesn't open like that doesn't matter if you set the window further in. You really do need to set it in halfway, or if not 2/3 of the way in, so you've got a little ledge. It just works better. It works, doesn't it?
James doesn't want the windows sitting flush against the walls, so the couples have to move them. It's yet more work that puts them even further behind schedule.
Well, I must admit, it's a bit of a ball ache having to move the window back into the frame, I've got to be honest to say, but we did discuss, you know, especially Emma originally, when this window went in, that they were wanted halfway, you know, back. And to be honest, it will look better halfway back.
But Dee doesn't go back to the windows. She's working on the old chicken shed. And Jamie is building a wall.
Let's get around. I've fallen in love with this wall. We've known each other now for about 2 days, and we sort of bonded, and the cement's helped. I've really become quite attached to it. Once this is over, we'll have to part company and I'll have to go elsewhere in the building. So I'm making it last as long as I can. I'll have to talk to you later, okay?
While Dee's hard at it, nightclub singer Maxine takes a break with Emma. They're having a great time, but Dee feels lonely.
Well, I got through last week, trying to get through between now and the next vote. It will just be, I've had a bit of a lapse this afternoon. But I'll be alright.
We're aware that Dee's had a difficult time, and Jamie, before, but I would say their communication of what was going on to the rest of the group wasn't the best, maybe.
The other girls are, they get on very well together at this point. I wouldn't say they always have done, but they are at this point. And they are similar age groups as well, so I suppose that helps. They've got a lot more in common.
I get on really well with you, don't I? And I enjoy Danny's company as well, and I think Andy really enjoys Max and Danny's company as well, and I think we've gelled with those guys as a couple perhaps more than we've gelled with Jamie and Dee.
Max and Danny obviously are in the same position as us, and they probably just want to be friends with whoever maybe they feel is the strongest party. Maybe they feel Emma is.
That evening, the couples head off for a drink to celebrate Dee's birthday. But the divide is even more noticeable. Jamie and Dee travel by themselves. And they spend most of the night apart from the others.
I just felt a little bit used by Andy and Emma. You know, that they was all over us just prior to the previous vote, and they just switched off like that. You know, I just felt a little slightly used, and they're playing the game here, and we're not. And if that's what they want to do, well, that's fine. That's yeah, well,
everyone's to their own, isn't it?
The following morning, Jamie and Dee are still upset.
We went out for a beer last night to phone the kids up, and they all jumped in that car. You know, no one comes with us in our car. You know, well, that's fine, you know, but it's just so blatant, you know, and it's not necessary. We're all adults here. You know, just give us a bit of respect here.
You know, everybody's being really sort of cagey and whispery, and, you know, it's just so stupid.
They decide to take drastic action.
We're going home. We're packing up to go home.
It's all nonsense. It's all bollocks, to be honest. And I just fed up of it now. Just had enough now. And it's a foregone conclusion that we're going to be voted off in the next few days. So why hang about? You know, I mean, we're only doing the donkey work.
He looks like he's packing the Land Rover up. You think it's best to leave him to it, or...?
If they don't feel civil enough to actually come and tell us what they're up to, then that's entirely up to them, isn't it? And why they've come to their decision, so...
Without any respect.
And what the fuck are we going to do now, then, with 2 people down? What, so just carry on as though no happened, then? And just see... Take it from there, or...?
I don't know. Do you ever walk down?
If they're fed up or falling out or they're having a bit of, you know, whatever it's over, they might just attack the first person they see. I think I've had enough of that, thank you very much.
Well, yeah, I can't blame you on that one. That's what bothers me, is are we interfering then?
Have you spoken to him?
No, we did with...
That's strange. What set it off?
I've no idea.
Yeah,
I've honestly no idea.
And then he came around the corner of the corral and started going F it, and then kind of threw her tools into the wheelbarrow and kind of stropped down to the tent.
What, following on from something someone had said? Or?
Not that any of us had said.
Is it worth finding out what's kicked it off and whether we can sort it out? I mean, presumably it's nothing that any of us have done particularly, because they would have said something, surely.
Well, I'd have thought so, yeah.
Dee, do you want to talk about it, or...?
No, I'm going, mate. I can't stand this atmosphere anymore.
Are you sure you're doing the right thing?
Last week, not a soul spoke to me for 4 fucking days. And I can't stand it. No, you never. You speak to Emma. Because I've stood there after that vote off for nearly a whole week. No, I've stood in a room with you for over an hour, not a fucking word. Not a word. And then Emma comes in and it's, standing on my own on my birthday, fucking crying up at the mixer while you and her were standing dancing and singing with the radio on.
No,
Did anybody notice me? No. No one noticed. No one said, how you doing, Dee? Nothing. I walked past you, you looked the other way. And now this week, I'm getting angry, and I've got to get out of here because I have murders. Because every time I walk into a room, it goes fucking silent. And I think, well, what have I said to anybody? I ain't done nothing to none of you. And, you know, it's all a game, and everybody wants to win, and that's fair enough. But we could at least be civil. We got it in our heads that we'd have been voted off anyway. So, what's the point? What's the point of suffering it?
I didn't want Max to come down here and be shouted at or any of this.
She's not being shouted at. She's asked me what I'm feeling.
Is there anything we can do to make you change your mind?
No. The atmosphere is shit, Emma.
More civil, that might have changed.
Yeah. Instead of ganging up.
I've come down quite
You're a
civilly
childish
last year.
girl, you know, with your posh accent. All this Max, da-da-da. Well, it's all childish.
I can't help it if I get on with somebody, can
Yeah,
I?
I know. Well, don't ignore people. You don't know how to behave. You've got no manners, love.
And you're the one shouting at me saying that?
You've got no manners. You don't know how to behave. Don't make people feel bad. We've done you the greatest favour because now you're in the finals.
You haven't done me
right?
any favours whatsoever.
Done you the greatest.
I came down here to ask if there was anything that we could do to make you change your mind. It's very sad to see you again.
Don't talk shit.
There's only
Be
one
honest,
person
Emma. You had no time for Max and Danny. You had no time for us, and we've got no time for you.
When?
And suddenly, we're all best mates.
You've never had time for me and
That's
Andy.
right, and you've known it. At least I'm honest.
When did you say that? Well, I was honest about not saying anything.
I'm honest. You know where you stood with me.
No,
all
I didn't,
this fucking
actually.
little foursome. What a load of nonsense.
No, sorry, you just can't handle it, but sometimes people get on better than others.
Yeah, just go away and eat something more. Keep your face full.
Coming up, Dee is still having her say.
For what? Over a fat dollop like her? I don't need her. I'll wipe the floor with her.
But Emma's not worried.
Oh, dearie me. She's got her knickers in a right old twist, hasn't she?
Jamie and Dee have had enough. They're convinced the other two couples will vote them off the project. So they're packing up and heading home. For them, the dream of owning the farmhouse is over, but they're not going without a fight.
I can't have her no more. With her nonsense, her bullying, her crap, what I want, what I think.
Well, look, what are you giving up, mate?
I ain't giving nothing up, because I ain't going to be here. That is a dead cert. We would have been off by the end of the week anyway.
Yeah, we do that.
No, you don't.
I've got family at home, and I'm sitting here crying. For what? Over a fat dollop like her? You joking? I don't need her. I'll wipe the floor with her. And her dopey Calamity Jane's son. That's what he is to her. He's a fucking liability. He smashes everything. He leaves rubbish everywhere. We're all breaking their necks on stuff. He's as silly as a bag of coal. You are a liability. You are a liability. Why don't you leave the fucking windows and stuff alone? Because everything you touch, you can't walk past the table that's smashing everyone over.
Oh, so bitter.
Yeah, bitter.
Is that bitter because you're not seeing it through to the end now?
I don't need to.
I think
You
we all
need
stood
to.
there when we were told how to put that window in, and we all followed how it went,
Yes,
didn't we? And I
yes.
said that's not right.
And then what did we do? We all had a conversation about how we'd asked the guy to do it. Right? And then everybody jumped up and him saying about like Calamity Jane. I want to put a window in. Why? Why didn't you wait for the guy to come? I might be a moaner, but you're as silly as a bag of coal. Why don't you sit and cry on her shoulder? Oh, he had
fuck
another
off,
cry because he couldn't fit a plug in the wall.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Fucking grown man.
What? So what's all that then?
What?
Fuck off, Dee.
Well, because the way she's speaking to me...
I think you missed the bit where she told him to fuck off first.
So that's all right then, because you should fuck off. You're silly as arseholes, a pair of you. Plenty to say, but you say nothing. All you do... As soon as I wake up in the morning, I hear your voice first thing in the morning, and it makes me sick. Your voice.
Oh dear. People in glass houses shouldn't throw stones.
Don't have a sandwich.
Oh, shut up, you miserable old cow. Oh, dearie me. She's got her knickers in a right old twist, hasn't she?
But you know you're on the end of my hands.
Are you sure? Are you sure? Listen, are you sure? Are you
Really?
100? Because it's not too late, you know.
I ain't coming back. Not now. Not now.
Are you really, really sure?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, 100% sure. Can't go back on it now.
You can.
No.
Yeah, you
I'm
can.
going home to my kids. I'm going home. Just got to get out of here. Anyway, good luck. All the best.
Good luck, mate. Take care.
We'll see you
Good luck,
later.
Danny boy.
Careful, mate.
See you, take care, mate.
Keep the magic up.
Yeah.
See you later.
Jamie and Dee have been living in a tent for the past 13 weeks. They decide to spend a night in a local hotel before beginning the 72-hour journey home. The remaining two couples are stunned.
You know, if they were that pissed off with me and Andy or whatever, or you two, then they should have said something.
I actually said that to her. I said, why didn't you come and say something? Yeah. If you were that upset. I can't remember what I said, but I said, but why didn't you say something?
You know, if she wants to tell me to go and eat another sandwich, and that's the most destructive she can be with me, you know, because obviously I eat sandwiches all day long, according to her, considering the fact that I'm never hardly on site to eat bloody sandwiches the rest of you, I think that's a ridiculous thing to say. But one thing I know is that I'm not an uncivil person, and I've just been spiteful, and, you know, if there's anything I know, it's that I'm not... I'm not uncivil.
At their hotel, Jamie and Dee reflect on what might have been.
They could have got together and still voted us off, but at least give us a bit of dignity and respect here, you know, and let us carry on our last few days. You know, we would have still been there. I would have still been working as hard tomorrow.
We have worked hard, we've put a lot of hard work in, and we didn't shirk on any of it. But you get to a line where enough is enough.
With Jamie and Dee's surprise exit, the couples don't need to vote. The finalists are in place. Will it be Danny and Maxine or Andy and Emma who win their dream? A house, a business and a new life in Spain. Only you at home can decide. So far the couples have voted themselves off. Now it's your turn to choose who wins this £500,000 prize. If you think Danny and Maxine deserve it, call 090 112 112 01. If you want Andy and Emma to own it, call 090 112 112 02. You can also vote by texting Danny space Maxine or Andy space Emma to 63555. The lines are open from now until 9 p.m. on Thursday, June the 10th. But if you still can't decide, this might help. 13 weeks ago, Northern nightclub entertainers Danny and Maxine gave up a life in showbiz to go to Spain.
We've sacrificed a lot. We've given up jobs, family.
We've fallen in love with it when we came here, and we're still in love with it, aren't
Definitely, even more so now.
Although Danny and Maxine lacked building skills, they've proved themselves with plenty of hard graft.
We've worked harder than any of the other couples there as a complete unit.
Girl power. They've always been ready to entertain the rest of the group.
There's days when we've had great fun and laughter.
But they've also fought their corner.
I'm telling you now, Danny. Knocking people's confidence. We said from the start that money was not to be left out. There's been days of sadness.
They've been accused of playing mind games.
Now he walks past me and can't look me in the eyes. So what happens about that then?
You are a lying cunt!
But their strategy seems to have paid off. They've managed to avoid a single vote. Their dream is to run the farmhouse as a relaxing B&B.
We love the house, the view, the climate. I'm more than happy that we're in the final because I want to be here for a long time.
We're not going to give up without a bit of a fight on this one, I must admit.
Bristol newlyweds Andy and Emma came to Spain because they couldn't get onto the property ladder at home. They also longed for a more outdoor lifestyle.
I think we're ready for a new start in a different country.
Last night I dreamt of San Pedro.
Emma was the only Spanish speaker in the group.
Y hoy está bien.
Sometimes it was a huge advantage, but it also worked against her.
What we had written down is wrong. That's not what we need.
She can speak Spanish, right, but she can't speak building jargon.
They have no building experience and have been accused of being unrealistic.
If that was going to be a shower, you could put some of those like thick glass blocks.
It is an old farmhouse in Spain, and a penthouse down Park Lane.
But they've still had a good time.
We have had a few good nights out, and we've certainly had a lot of good meals here. Some good conversation.
I love my wife's breasts.
It's not all been fun and games, though.
There have been days that obviously haven't been so good. We've had to go through a lot of stress, a lot of upset.
Their dream is to turn it into an outdoor retreat.
You've got the national park, and it's a beautiful area.
And they have another reason for wanting to win.
We'd really like a place like this to bring children up in. Fantastic land for them to run around in, have a few animals as well at the same time.
This is everything for us. This is our future.
We could make a really good home for ourselves here.
Next time on Trouble in Paradise, we're in Spain for the grand final to reveal the winner of this amazing prize. Danny and Maxine and Andy and Emma will be reunited with their friends and family and also come face to face with the couples they voted off. In the meantime, it's down to you to change one couple's life forever. To vote, call 090 112 112 and add 01 for Danny and Maxine, or 02 for Andy and Emma. You can also vote by texting Danny space Maxine or Andy space Emma to 63555. The lines are open from now until 9 p.m. on Thursday, June the 10th.